And as you heard, hit that notification bell so he can bring you mail. Young and Jefe ran into one of Project Bo's homies from his hood, the Pueblos. And the campaign against Project Bo continues because Young and Jefe is saying this guy Poison. I ran into one of the Poison twins from Fidu's Pueblos, and he had this message for Project Bo. Let's get into this.
Is this Project Bo guy? So, real brief, man, and real quick. Y'all already know what's going on, man.
This call is being recorded.
This guy decided to participate in slander, as well as law enforcement work and trying to, attach my name to something that had no business being attached to or anything that I had to do with the situation. Now, he's got on this internet and lied, just to put content out there, just I guess to hear himself talking, or, sometimes people just want to get words out, I guess, to the universe, and or, make themselves sound or seem hip or, down to earth, or just, make themselves seem like that person. A lot of these guys wants to be hard for social media, but, in real life, it's to pitch it and paint it a different picture, definitely with people who know you and grew up, and I just don't understand, how dudes claim to be real, and then you have other real thorough figures out of these dudes sections in our community that comes forth like, man, dude ain't nothing and never was on nothing. So however, by me putting this dude out there on the BS he was on, he got mad, and got his feelings, and started talking about people was weirdos, amongst the other stuff he said. I'm not going to even lie, I haven't listened to none of his recordings. Even when my boy tried to play his recording, I was kind of like, oh, my boy, like, bro, I don't want to hear that dude. I don't want to hear nothing he has to say or was talking about. His hand was caught in the cookie jar, and now he's being defensive. It is what it is. If he never mentioned my name, which he's mentioned on 3 or 4 occasions, with separate people pertaining to that situation, but get on this internet and lie for y'all in the crowd talking about, oh, this weird dude and weirdo, he could have pick up and call somebody.
Yeah, now when you start calling people in LA weirdo, that weirdo word is always going to cause conflict. It's always going to cause problems. It's always going to cause an issue. That is a fighting word. You call somebody a weirdo, it's like calling somebody a B word. So that's never going to end positively when somebody's calling someone else a weirdo for any reason, especially when somebody's in incarceration.
Like, you for what? Like, you could have picked up and called, You could have, hit my people, as well as hit your people. If this was his brother, as he claimed, he could have hit his people, and figured it out instead of letting it fly on the internet or in furthering it on the internet. So why would I reach out? The damage is already done. That just be the funny part. And with these people, be saying and or talking. So, however, like I said, he's had multiple conversations with different dudes with my name pertaining to this situation, knowing it didn't, to only come back, him and another guy, to only come full circle and, backtrack on the content they were speaking on, what they were saying when they know it shouldn't have been reported in the first place. Now, with all that,
overall, it seems like Young and Jefe is definitely coming out the clear victor in this Project Bo situation because, it seems like everything Young and Jefe said has been able to stand up and withhold the test of time. Meanwhile, Project Bo, it doesn't look like you have too much community support. So, this is a Mickey, Icky, Vicky, tricky situation for Project Bo. Maybe he should have let this one alone. He probably shouldn't have got involved in this one. It's not looking like it's going to go too well for him. And now you have Young and Jefe saying that it's somebody from his neighborhood, that Project Bo's neighborhood, that has some words for him. So let's get into this.
Things kind of, when social media haywire, he's, continuously putting slander out there. I'm not really responding to it or not trying to hear it. So, my bro, he just got tired of the slander and fakeness that this dude portrays, and the things that he says. So, this guy used to hang in our area, years ago, whatever the case may be, and, was a flunky, of the guys that he hung around, we just gonna say that there, right? So, my boy, Tiny Menace, Ben had called this dude out, called this dude out, over a situation, we had a homegirl, who was like family to us, and you know, just grew up, you know, in the area. So, you know, he decided to get mixed up, you know, in some things with her, and you know, it kind of, you know, turned him saying to something it shouldn't, because you know he was trying to be over aggressive, you know, what I'm saying, with a woman instead of a man, and you know, from there, my boy.
Whoa, sound like a little bit of a Ike and Tina situation, a little bit of a domestic violence type situation.
Step to the plate like, man, you trying to be over aggressive with her and do all this weird stuff. What's up with you? Me and you can do this. But, you know, dude didn't want to do it. He ended up making a phone call to, you know, somebody, you know, and trying to explain the situation. But however that, you know, that was old. But what I'm really here to get to is poison. You know what I'm saying? One of the poison pens. My father's Pablo Bishop. So, you know, a lot of people around the world are listening in. People, you know what I'm saying, are checking that YouTube channel. People ringing that bell to get that mail, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, poison, you know what I'm saying, is somebody who's tapped in, and is somebody that's out his section and area of Father's Pablo. So I go to court
and that's not me making that noise. That's who's ever making the video. So don't be yelling at me in the comments.
Today, and when I walk in court, it was a tall gentleman, you know what I'm saying, brown skinned, and like he might have had, you know, like hazel eyes or whatever, or, you know, brown, you know, whatever color his eyes was, you know what I'm saying. He's standing up in a tank, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, everybody that comes to the door of the court tank, you know, he's in there banging on them, asking them where they from, you know, you know what I'm saying. So you can tell when somebody got that type of energy and gesture, they're turned up. So I walked through the door, you know, I'm not somebody he banged on, because he already recognized me and knew me, you know what I'm saying. What he did when I came in there, he put his hand out, like, what's up, man? I'm like, what's happening with it? And I'm like, I'm poisoned from Pablos. I'm like, okay, that's what's up. He like, man, I've been seeing what's going on online, man. And, you know, I know 20 minutes too, we go back. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I kind of stopped him right there, like, no, for sure. You know, I know you see what's going on with the goofiness. And, you know, bro, hopped out there. It said what he said, but, you know, in all retrospect, there's no disrespect to real ones, you feel me? Like, you know, it's just a lot of games playing on, a lot of slang.
I can respect that. I can respect that he kept it on a gentleman level. I can respect that he kept it as, it's not a hood issue. This is something between me and an individual, not between me and a community.
And he was like, no, I understand completely, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. Like I said, you know, I was with Menace. I know how Menace get down. But, you know, what I do want to speak on is, you know, that this project, you know what I'm saying, guy, you know what I'm saying? He's nobody, you know what I'm saying? He's never been on that. You know, he's somebody I grew up with. I don't know where all this, you know, craziness and all this, you know, gangster talk is coming from. But, you know what I'm saying, that's somebody I grew up with and know firsthand.
This call is being recorded.
It's not one of those guys, you know, he's not one of the gentlemen, you know what I'm saying? He's not one of those guys. He's not one of the gentlemen. You know, you can catch my drift, you know, as far as what I'm saying and things like that. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm like, man, it's crazy how he's making it seem, and you know how he's going around, you know, talking like he's Bolo. He's like, man, none of that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Dude ain't on none of that. I know this dude personally. And in them projects, you know what I'm saying, housing, you know dudes, you know what I'm saying? You be, man, people know dudes, you know what I'm saying? You know, might have been somebody that victimized you, you know, coming up when you was younger, or just, you know, like I said, when you're growing up in that sense, everybody knows everybody, you know what I'm saying? It's trifling, everybody's talking about everybody, you know what I'm saying? People know who's doing what with it.
Yeah, it's not looking too good for my boy. Not looking too good for my boy at all.
This person and
Project Bo, you are being politicked on even in jail, my brother.
that person. And one thing you're not going to get, you know what I'm saying, from, you know, out my community of people who know me, you know, whether you dislike me or not, you know, you can't say nothing bad in our file or say that he was on, you know what I'm saying, some scary time or, you know, clown time and things like that. You know, it just had to be tight-lipped, you know what I'm saying, and nothing to say, because I've stood on business, you know, through and through, you feel me? So he was just like, yeah, man, you know, it's a lot of stuff I can say about dude. And I'm like, bro, I'm not even here for you to slander that dude like that. Like, you know, I peeped the joke, and, you know, I know who's the clown, you know what I'm saying? He was just like, no, I just wanted you to know, you feel me? You know, first hand from a Pablo, you know what I'm saying? He's nobody, and you can tell he poison said it, you know what I'm saying? And he wanted to say some other things, but like I said, I just, you know, kind of held it on, you know, the slander and, you know, letting them, you know, get off what he wanted to get off pertaining to this dude, because I already kind of felt the same way. You can kind of tell by the way these dudes move, the things these dudes say, and the things these dudes do, you know what I'm saying, and who they in connection to and who they trying to connect themselves to. So, like I said, this dude, you know what I'm saying, been chasing clout, you know, since day one, you know what I'm saying. I I've been seeing it. I've covered it. You know what I'm saying? Try to keep it light and stuff like that. But for real, man, some dudes you just have to, burn all the way through and through, man. But yeah, man. It was crazy, man, how the situation turned, my boy being turned up on the internet, telling him to pull up, he need a fade and all this type of stuff, man. I don't think it's going to happen. I've been hearing dudes talk about, oh, yeah, they want them to get in the ring, they'll be the referees, and bro, just like, nah,
man, ain't nobody finna pay for watch these niggas do a celebrity boxing match. That's what we don't care about. Because for people to understand, people need to understand this. For a celebrity boxing match to generate finances, it means that somebody has to care to watch this celebrity boxing match. You feel me? If you're not a celebrity, you don't bring in anything that is of monetary value to the situation. You don't bring in ad revenue. You don't bring in viewership. You don't bring in sponsorships. You don't bring in headliners. You don't bring in musical guests. There's no real draw. Nobody wants to see two angry people off YouTube get into a fight. With that all being said, get into Young and Jefe and what he has going on. Give him a like, comment, subscribe, notification bell here. All tap in for the latest and the greatest. Make sure you continue to pray for Young and Jefe as he fights for his liberation. We up out here to the next one. Red dots to the left. You know the rest. We gone.
What it is.
TNN Trap News Network.
I was with Rich Rapper.
I fucks with you.
Warning, this video is for satire, educational, and comedy use only. It is not intended to be actual fact, nor is it intended to give real meaning to any of the questions you ponder about later.
Carjack 100 here! If you need your transmission check, come on down to Carjack's! I'm your transmission expert!
I'm glad that you enjoyed that content. We heard the cries, we heard the complaints. Now we don't got no intro, but we do got an outro with the same information, man. Make sure that you are tapped in. Make sure you dropping comments. Make sure you dropping likes. Make sure you subscribing to everything we have going on here at TNN Trap News Network, because we will be giving away some more Chiliana once we hit that 40,000 membership, 40,000 subscriber, threshold. We're gonna make sure that we give y'all some Chiliana, man. So make sure that y'all stay tapped in. Make sure y'all stay looking out. Make sure y'all stay right here at TNN Trap News Network. The news you can use, the knowledge you're not finna get in nobody's college. Hit a like, hit a comment, hit a good subscribe button for everything we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. We're gonna keep you updated on what's going on these YouTube streets. You already know the deal, man. If you enjoyed this content, throw the red dot to the left. You know the rest. We gone.
Hi, I'm Whack 100. When I'm not snitching on the internet, I'm snitching in real life. For your own personal home security, call 1-800-WACK-ATTACK. We're first, law enforcement second.
Hey, I'm Adam22. Got an extra soul laying around? Be like Doughboy and Whack 100 and sell yours today. One soul equals a lot of clout.
Apollo Jackson.
It's dangerous. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Work all in the floorboards. Tell the ops check the scoreboard. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. And if you shoot, you ain't miss. A nigga ball like game 6. A nigga ball like game 6.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Mix it with the bush and you can save it. Water like us niggas up in game 6.
Game 60 bands on my neck when I got it on me. And I remember I was broke, I never let them hold me. Final seconds with my back against the wall. 81 point strong with this K, I call it Kobe. Running through this lettuce, nothing you can tell me. Nothing. Gotta watch my back, I know that they get jealous. Real shit, I got rich, ain't gotta embellish. Real life made men, they call us good fellas. And I ain't got anxiety, I know it's intuition. May never love a bitch, but I for sure play my position. I know the streets talking, I'm cracking, so I ain't tripping. I said I play for keeps, but I guess them niggas ain't listening. Sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry, and I can't miss. Nah, you can't come outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we done came from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Water like us niggas up in game 6. Mix it with the bush and you can save it. Water like us niggas
I've been winning, tell my ops check the scoreboard. Money in the attic, work all in the floorboards. Late night, that's the life that we pray for. Overtime with the pack is what we in the game for. Put myself in the game and everything is just a memory. Made a couple plays for the pain, not an enemy. Gotta watch my friends more than I gotta watch the enemies. Fake is hella fake, I know what enemies intentions. I let it go until it click if I'm aiming. Started staying safe and ended up staying dangerous. Game on the line, see the pressure I can take. Hall of Fame shit, so if it's mine, I'ma take. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous.
You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. More than like us niggas up in game 6. Missing with the bullshit, you get saved. More than like us niggas up in game 6. You can't come outside when it's dangerous. Gotta get the blicky when it's dangerous. Young niggas, we didn't get from Nathan. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. Thought we would stop, we just can't quit. More than like us niggas up in game 6. Missing with the bullshit, you get saved. More than like us niggas up in game 6.
Safe like Jordan, call it game 6. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas always inside when it's dangerous. Shoot like Curry and I can't miss. Niggas sick like Jordan, call it game 6. Niggas never outside when it's dangerous. You niggas never outside when it's dangerous.